Severe tropical storm Nogori has now been blamed for at least 3 deaths and 45 injuries across much of western Japan, including the southern Japanese islands, Kyushu, and now moving over towards Shikoku today. This storm system is not only bringing the gusty winds, but now more so the heavy rainfall. This is actually an image coming out of Kyushu. You can see the precipitation, some flooded roads out here, and it does look like more rain is definitely here in the forecast. Hey everyone, meteorologist Robert Spetta here with you today. It is currently the 10th of July 2014, making this update right around 11 a.m. Japan Standard Time. Continuing the watch, now severe tropical storm Nogori was downgraded to a severe tropical storm during the afternoon hours here on Wednesday, but still a big rainmaker. And you can see the center of circulation being plotted here by the Japan Meteorological Agency just along the southern coastline of Kyushu. It made landfall during the early morning hours just towards the south of Nagasaki, just towards the north of Kagoshima. And well, it's still moving out there, and then it's going to be starting to head out over towards the Pacific Ocean. But what we are going to be seeing is still a lot of rainfall out ahead of this storm system, and that's going to be the biggest threat. And I said out ahead of the storm because you can see actually right here is the center of circulation, but most of the precipitation wrapping in out here towards the east. So parts of Shikoku now seeing its heavy precipitation, Shizuoka, and then eventually heading over towards the Kanto Plain as well. You're going to be seeing the rainfall starting up on Thursday evening, extending through Friday morning as well. Whereas the heaviest rainfall actually taking place in the past 24 hours, well, most of it's actually over here towards Miyazaki and there into southern portions of Kyushu. Also, Kagoshima has seen some heavy rainfall, around 300 to 350 millimeters from many locations out here. This has been resulting in that flooding and landslides, as I previously mentioned, but I think that flood threat is really going to be shifting farther off here towards the east and towards the north as we progress through the rest of Thursday and then into Friday morning. Take a look here actually at the 72-hour rainfall outlook from the COAMPS model, and I do think this is a little bit underestimating the effects of the topography across much of this area. So I know it's here it says 200 to 300, but I think some areas could see as much as 400 millimeters of total precipitation. And really another key thing you want to note, though, the difference between the rainfall down here towards the south, and also we are still seeing that heavy precipitation from the rainy season front off towards the north. And the reason why I mention that, because this front itself has been resulting in some significant flooding, and actually one death on Wednesday did occur due to a landslide. And meanwhile, several other people have been injured, at least 5 homes completely destroyed. And this is one of the landslides, not the one that caused the death, but this one did destroy several homes. And this was in Nagano Prefecture, separated from Nogori. And the unfortunate aspect of this is that as our storm system starts to track off here farther towards the north, going ahead into Thursday and then over towards Friday, what it's going to be doing is bringing more rainfall to these already saturated areas of northern Japan, and that could be resulting in the threat of more flooding. So this is definitely something we're going to continue to watch as we look ahead. Actually, we can scroll through this here and see by Thursday into Friday that precipitation starts to really just track off farther towards the north, and that's going to be bringing that threat of more flooding. So this is something we're going to follow through the next several days. I know it is no longer a typhoon. It is no longer one of these storm systems that is going to be bringing some devastating and damaging winds. But if you are out here along coastal areas, you can see right here, actually this is pointing at Yokosuka, maxing out about 35 knots possibly. At least sustained winds much lower than that, probably around 30 knots, 25 to 30 knots. I mean, that's gale force. And that's enough to cause some problems out here for you, especially right near the immediate coastline. And then our storm system's still going to be lifting and tracking off there towards the north. I think by Saturday morning, we're going to see some drastically improving conditions, though. That cooler air will wrap in around this. One thing we could see is some afternoon thunderstorms by Saturday across the Kanto Plain because of that instability still in the atmosphere. But it's going to be some drastically improving conditions for much of mainland Japan. Unfortunately, the southern Japanese islands moisture inflow is still going to be pumping into the storm system, and it is going to still bring some foul weather out there for you. So everybody, yeah, thanks for watching here at westernpacificweather.com. Thanks for staying tuned with us during the course of this storm. We're going to put out more updates on it, but also our attention is going to be shifting back there towards the west. So I'm going to put out a separate update a little bit later on an area out here towards the east of Guam that could pose the threat of development. Where is it going to be going? I'm going to talk more on that in a separate video update, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.